Hey guys, I am Big and Scary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring the second game from GameFaqs World Championship Extravaganza Powerhouse Elite Show, hosted by, I believe it was Bone Carlos. Found this on GameFaqs. It's a forum website. You guys should totally check it out. This is game 2 that I could find from the brackets M. It is not against Bodybuilding and Gorgia, rather it is Cowboys versus Kamikaze. Kamikaze's in our bottom right, playing our green Zerg, and in the top left we have Cowboys, our red Protoss. Cowboys, I believe, is in Masters, and Kamikaze is in High Diamonds, so still comparable in skill, if not in tier level. I'm sure they'll both be playing their A game, as this is a best of one, meaning that the person that wins today goes on. The guy who loses goes down to the losers bracket. We are on Ohana, which is where all of the first games are going to be played. Everybody knows about Ohana. It's beautiful. It's a lovely planet. It's kind of like the paradise of the skies. It's got a nice small ramp leading down to the natural, which is pretty easy to take and hold destructible debris. Barring your way to the third, you have a larger ramp, still pretty small on the small side, leading to the common ground, which is kind of divvied up by all these rocks and whatnot. Two Zelnaga towers seen over the common ground. Earlier scout coming out of Kamikaze is just going to see that the gateway and gas are both down. No signs of a forge fast expand or an early expand coming out of Cowboys. And I've done away with the UI at the top because I keep seeing their other names, and I've decided I'm going to cast with the names that were given through the forum rather than the names that are given through StarCraft, just for simplicity's sake. Yeah. Early pool going down, not really an early pool, 15 supply, and he's also got that first drone heading down to the common ground once he gets 300 minerals. I'm sure that Kamikaze is going to be taking an early expansion. There it goes, so pool before Expo. Pretty standard out of Zerg. He's also got that early gas mining for Cowboys, and an excellent scout from Kamikaze, seeing that cyber core is up. So some early tech from Cowboys before an expansion. I'm sure an expansion will be shortly thereafter, because it doesn't really want to give Kamikaze a chance to get this early expansion up uncontested. He either needs some early pressure or some early economic advantage for himself to keep him in the mid-game, late game, as the game progresses. Grabbing that first gas for Kamikaze just so he can get that speed up, which is going to be incredibly important as the game progresses. Ohana is such a long map, and it really forces you to constantly move your units from one end of the map to the other to defend, especially once you take your fourth, which is just way out there. It looks like Cowboys is preparing to take his own expo, so he's got that probe position down on the low ground, and also that first stalker out did not kill the drone. The drone was hiding all sneak up in the top left corner. Really good play there by Kamikaze, but looks like that first zealot that was coming out of Cowboys is moving down to that first expo, which is just preparing to pop. This pressure really isn't anything behind it, just the one gateway, and it looks like that Cowboys was supply blocked there for just a couple of seconds. Warp gate text not being chrono boosted out that I can see. He's got the energy, just hasn't expended it yet. That zealot is going to go down as the drones were pooled. Not substantial losses, actually. Resources lost are neck and neck. Most of that is from the drones that went down, and then the 100 from the zealot. But it looks like some superior micro out of Cowboys as he pulls his stalker back, just keeping it alive. Not a heavy trade between the two of them, but what that did was bought Cowboys enough time to get up his own expo on the bottom ground, even though that Kamikaze knew about it. Even though he knew it was coming, he really couldn't get all those Zerglings out in time and over there to prevent that expansion from going up. And with the pylon on the low ground and the forge beginning to create that wall off, I think Cowboys is not going to have a hard time holding this. He's got 2 extra gateways on the way, chrono boosting out that warp gate tech, which is going to finish undoubtedly this round, and he's going to be in pretty solid shape to hold that expo. Looks like a third is on the way for Kamikaze, but with these 2 stalkers on the low ground taking out that overlord, which has no chance in survival. Again, that top drawer micro just making sure his stalkers move just a little bit between each shot. Unfortunately, it's not going to save them from taking 1 or 2 hits from the Zerglings. Speed is not quite done. The stalker should be able to get out of there without too much of a problem. This probe is very thankful for the fact that those overlords are not over there to scout him, placing a proxy pylon down by the third. Pretty standard placement there, very successful, very good placement. Single photon cannon going up on the high ground. That forge is complete, and a single sentry's there to protect the photon cannon as it's built. These Zerglings have to pull back. Speed just now finishing. There it goes. Checking that third, make sure it's not up. The third is beginning for Kamikaze, so he's going to be one leg up on the economic race, but that just means he's going to be pretty much even. You can see the mineral counts neck and neck. The double gas for Protoss is pretty much expected at this point. I mean, he needs that much gas, especially if he's going to be financing a Stargate. That's not really expected. Stargate, pretty handy, though. Quite a lot of gas is going to be expended there, but Void Rays or Phoenixes, either one can control the sky and really make a Overlord anxious to be out on the field. There's one on either end of the main base. Splitting up his Zerglings, scouting around. It looks like the proxy pylon is going to get found by those Zerglings running past, but quickly microed back by Kamikaze. Take down that pylon. Did he notice that the probe scooted off to the left side? It looks like he did. He's sending his single Zergling. A single Zealot warped in on the low ground, escaping down to scout the third, which is indeed just now going up. So Cowboys has got to be feeling pretty secured right now. With that Expo going up, he knows he's got a couple of seconds to get out the tech he needs to get out. And, a suicidal Overlord coming in from Kamikaze. A great play from him. Feels like something is up. The aggression that was coming out of the Protoss was rather small, and so he wanted to know what type of tech was going to be on the horizon. That Stargate is indeed scouted. It looks like maybe this is a change in Cowboy's plan. Maybe he was planning on throwing down another Stargate and doubling up on the Void Rays if they weren't scouted, but with it being scouted, he throws down a robotics facility instead. That was something that I would ask him if I knew him in person. It also looks like Cowboys is preparing to take his third, moving out just to scout that area, see if there's an Overlord there spewing creep. In reality, just the 2 gas has been grabbed down at the expansion. 4 gas total. Is it being mined yet? I forgot to check. It is just now being mined. So it looks like the gas production is going to swing into high gear. Macro hatch going down. Roach Warren on the field, but no roaches as of yet. And a move out with that first Void Ray being done and a second one on the way. Cowboys is moving out to kind of crush the Zerg at the third base, and with only Zerglings on the field and no roaches that's in sight. Okay, well, now we have 3, which is not going to be enough to hold back this aggression, but the income right now for Kamikaze, if he just mainlines roaches, he should not have a big issue with anything except for the Void Ray. And even then, he's got the Evo chambers down. He's got several of Spore Crawlers already built, even down to this expansion. So he shouldn't have a big problem as long as he's okay with taking some heavy losses down in the third. A couple roaches caught unprepared. Some more stagnant over to the right area. Wow, this is a pretty heavy push, actually, with several warp-ins behind it. The reinforcements coming from Cowboys is actually crushing Kamikazes before it can actually form up, and with another Void Ray swinging in from the north side. Wow, some force fields down to capture the drones right by the mineral line. All of them go down almost instantly to the Zealots. The Roaches really just not doing anything to stem the flow. This third's definitely going to go down, but with 9 more on the way, I don't think that Kamikaze is going to have a hard time holding off this push once it gets to his natural. He needs to stop trying to save his third, just start focusing everything down on that ramp. The third is completely gone down now. Got to be careful with these 2 Overlords. Does not want to get supply blocked. He will if both of them go down. Where are the Void Rays are just kind of stagnant up on the north side. Both Overlords do go down. He does get supply blocked. Quite a lot of roaches on the top ground, but I don't think it's going to be enough if those Void Rays swing in. Are there any spores? There aren't any spores up in the natural either, so he is very undefended. Roaches swinging in, capturing some Zealots and Sentries off guard. That's a big win for the Zerg, but you can see how the resources lost just tells you the whole story. These Roaches kind of futilely coming in, meeting up with the Stalkers, which do extra damage against the armor, and you can see them melt away so very quickly. Man, Kamikaze just absolutely getting wrecked, and now there's nothing to prevent. Yeah, you said it, Kamikaze. Nothing to prevent Cowboys from moving up into this natural. And that was it. Good game out of both of you guys. Thank you for posting it. If you guys have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. I'll keep an eye out for any other games from this tournament. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I'm Big and Scary.